shelves. Murphy's also sells personalized tags for dog collars. They build customized screens for windows and doors. Murphy's can rekey locks, and of course they can make keys. They cut glass for windows, plus Murphy's has monthly doorbuster specials. Check their Facebook page to see what's on sale. Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
An exceptional car buying experience is closer than you think. Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear has the best prices, service, and selection. Why go anywhere else? At Mike Birch, you don't have to haggle, and you'll get top dollar for your trade. Our finance team's ready to help, even when others can't. No matter where you are, buying a new car has never been easier than at Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear and at MikeBirchFord.com. Right on the corner, right on the price. Stop the surge. Call Mike Birch.
Jessup Premium Storage, 1455 South 1st Street is Jessup's best place to store your valuables. Whether it's furniture between moves or just a place for the overload, call Jessup Premium Storage at 530-8003. That's 530-8003. Jessup Premium Storage units are indoors, climate controlled, and they have 24-hour surveillance and on-site management. You have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week access to your unit. Sizes range from 5x5 to 10x25. They also have outside covered and uncovered spaces available for vehicles, boats, trailers, and RVs. Jessup Premium Storage on the Waycross Highway in Jessup.
At Broadhurst Landfill, keeping our communities safe is the most important thing we do. Our local team of environmental managers, engineers, and scientists ensure that the long-term management of the landfill is safe for our workers, customers, and the environment. To learn more, visit our website at www.broadhurstlandfill.com. Or you can go to the website, click Visit Us, and sign up for a tour to see firsthand how we operate. We hope to see you soon.
Okay, showtime. Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jessup. Here we are on a Friday morning. It is the third day of November, Football Friday. And we do, we've got a very important game tonight between Wayne County and Statesboro. Get out there to support the Jackets. If you can't make it, we'll have all the action for you right here on 105.5 FM beginning at 6 p.m. And then the high school scoreboard afterwards. And just keep it tuned in tonight for high school football. Get out there and support the Jackets. All right, 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's see. It's now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear, by Jessup Premium Storage out here on the Waycross Highway, and also brought to you by Republic Services and Murphy Builder Supply, Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jessup. And Bob, we have got a studio full of people this morning. The Leadership Wayne class of 2018 is here. Good morning. Good morning. All right, let's take it one more time with more enthusiasm. Good morning. There you go. All right, Leadership Wayne 2018's here, and they've got a ton of folks in here. Let's go ahead and introduce some of the folks here. Introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Reggie Burgess, principal at Arthur Williams Middle School.
Reggie Burgess, and next to you?
Sharon Corson with Emergency Management.
Okay, now y'all two got the mics right now. Let's go ahead and let y'all start, and then we'll move on to some of the other class of Leadership Wayne, all right?
All right. We just want to talk a little bit this morning about the importance of the SPLOST vote.
Okay.
There's only one day of early voting left. Today, I believe, is the last day for early voting. And I understand the voter turnout's been pretty low, so we want to encourage as many folks as will to get out and vote to support this SPLOST. Lots of things that are going to come out of these funds. Before I begin on some of our talking points I want to mention, I'm just going to kind of give a little testimony. I'm from Liberty County originally, and I can remember for years and years, we would leave Hinesville, drive through Ludwig and come to Jessup to shop. Especially at places like Walmart and Kmart and things like that. And I know still people today who I have contact over there in Hinesville, they will drive past Walmart and two Walmart markets to come to Jessup to do their shopping. And when they do that, the money they spend here goes directly back into improving the things that we need here in our county. And I know a lot of folks will go out of town and go shop in Brunswick or Waycross or Hinesville, places like that. When they do that, they're taking their dollars away from our community. And that support that we need, things like, well, most important, I think, on this is the hospital and the bonds that have to be paid off for the hospital, because if we don't use the SPLOST to pay for these bonds, the tax is going to go up. There's just no way around it, but they have to be paid off. There's no option. And so they're going to be paid off one way or the other. Why not let 35%, I believe it's 35% of the funds that come through this SPLOST come from out of town. Why not let those folks help us bear the burden and really kind of help us pay those off? I know there's road paving and improvement projects that need to be done. Public safety equipment, I know the EMA, it needs some new vehicles, fire vehicles. I know Madrid Springs is getting some new things as well. And also the recreation investments we have. I know a lot of families come in to tournaments and things in our area, and the more facilities we can have for people to come in and do those softball, baseball, football tournaments, whatever the case may be, that's money coming in to restaurants and stores and hotels. And so every dollar that comes in from out of town is just a way to help us have a less of a burden on our people here.
All right, Reggie Burgess, part of Wayne County class of 2018 Leadership Wayne. And Sharon, what you got a sheet there that you want to talk about there about the SPLOST, Leadership Wayne 2018 in support of the SPLOST. And of course, this is a diverse group of people from all different walks of life. But being part of Leadership Wayne, they know the importance of the local SPLOST that we've had here in Wayne County for many years, and this is just a continuation of it. Go ahead.
Well, the biggest thing we want to point out is that this is the fairest tax, because this tax shares the burden of the quality of life for Wayne County, and everybody pays a little bit. If you're a landowner and the millage rate goes up, you're paying the majority of the tax, but the SPLOST is spread out among everybody. If you go to Walmart and you shop, you're going to pay it. If you go, you're buying a car here, you're going to pay it. There's just so many things that this tax is going to help out with, and it shares it with everybody. And multiple sources state that 35% of the SPLOST revenues are generated by members outside of our community. So instead of all of us as landowners having to pay this tax, we're getting people from, like Reggie said earlier, they're coming in from Hinesville, coming in from Brunswick. I mean, think about how many people come into the Strand and watch movies. They're paying part of the tax. People that come in.
Strand, the drive-in. And we've got a lot of specialty shops here in town that people cannot find in other towns. And we have downtown Jessup has those specialty shops. And you talk to the owners there, and they'll tell you how much of their business comes from out of town. And every time somebody comes in and buys from there, they're paying that penny to help Wayne County.
And I mean, this tax is a continuation. We're not going to raise taxes. It's not going to go up. You're not going to pay more when you go to Walmart. It's just going to continue. So when the current SPLOST ends, then this one's going to just start up. So it's nothing different than what you're already paying. And I think that's something that people are confused about. They don't, they're like, oh, they're raising taxes again. Nope. They don't understand. It's just going to stay the same.
Yep,
it's not changing anything. However, if we don't pass the SPLOST, it's going to change things, because the millage rate's going to have to increase. People are going to have to Wayne County's going to have to pay this tax, rather than everybody that spends money in Wayne County paying this tax.
So, every commissioner that I've talked to says that if this SPLOST is not passed, that the millage rate's going to have to go up to cover the debts and the payoffs and the improvements here in Wayne County. They can't help it. It's not that like they want to, okay?
Right.
But they have a civic obligation. So you either do it through SPLOST, everybody pays 1 cent, or, property taxes go up here in Wayne County.
And it's about quality of life. I mean, we have to have ambulance services. We have to have fire services. We have to have the hospital bonds. They're an obligation. They're not something that's going to go away. We have to pay it. So it's not things that, the county's just wanting to spend money on and frivolously. This is quality of life issues.
Yeah, you can take a look at the list there. They've got it all laid out, and it's projects and improvements for all of Wayne County. For Wayne County, Jessup, Scriven, Odom, everybody will benefit, just like they have for the past 2 SPLOSTs that have been passed here by Wayne Countyans for the past 12 years. And this will be just a continuation of it.
And this is also going to include recreation.
And recreation also.
I mean, and that touches everybody. Everybody that has kids that go and play on these ball fields want the recreation parks to be good, and it also, the better our parks are, the more we can bring in tournaments and things like that also generate revenue for Wayne County. So
okay, now let's go ahead and do this right here. Reggie, I want you, or Sharon, either one, to go around and say every single person that's here, unless they want to come up to the mic and talk. Stanley, you want to sit down? You got a sheet there.
I can stand down, sit down, stand up.
Okay, we'll get Reggie to stand up for a moment and introduce yourself when you come on the air. And he's part of Leadership Wayne. All this is Leadership Wayne, class of 2018. They meet monthly to learn how to become a better leader in the community, especially here in Wayne County. But go ahead, introduce yourself and go ahead.
Well, I'm Stanley Todd, and it's an honor just to be a part of this wonderful group, Leadership Wayne. And
how do you feel like being the father figure of all these young folks?
Thank you, Butch. I appreciate that very much.
I just had to get that in there.
As long as I feel like it and don't look like it, I'm okay. But that's awesome. Hey, listen, to be in a position where you feel like people can draw some value from you. That's a great place
That's
to
right,
be.
right. You've got that experience.
But anyway, it's a good place to be, and I'm thankful to be. If I am the senior, I guess I am one on this group, but it's still, just humble to be here. An awesome way to be able to continue to enhance ourselves and be a greater part of this community. So thankful to be here. I was thinking, Bob.
Butch.
And Butch.
Bob. Okay.
Bob and Butch.
People do that all the time.
Butch and Bob show. I was yesterday. I was standing by this gentleman, and he dropped a penny, and he almost didn't pick it up. And I said, "Here, you have to have this penny. You have to have. There's so much value in this penny." And so he sort of laughed, and he took it, put it in his pocket, and. You know what? That penny, it'll be used. I guarantee you, it'll be used.
One penny makes sense.
Absolutely. And then I thought, well, now if that had been a nickel, he might have been more apt to get there and pick it up.
Right.
So what we're doing is a 1% sales tax, not a 5%. I mean, sometimes they talk about doing away with the penny. If they do away with the penny, what will we do next? But here we are with a 1%. And it seems like some, gosh, that's another sales tax. That's an increase in what we're already having to pay. And I'm thinking, 1 cent, man, 1 cent. It's just a small part of what you have, and you think back to what you do with your pennies. But these pennies are going to be so valuable to what we do in our community. And I tell you, our community, Butch, it needs to be enhanced. It needs to be greater than what it is today. And I love Jessup, Wayne County. I'm so proud of where I live. But there's so much more that we can do, and we really have to do. And if we don't do, well, then I can promise you this. In the very near future, we'll be spending way more than a 1% sales tax to see that these funds get taken care of.
Yeah. Well, it's just a continuation of what we've had for the last 12 years, and it will continue on for 6 more years. And, what amazes me is how much money that 1 penny raises over the period of the 6 years. It's millions of dollars. I mean, you don't think about it. My word, how does it get... But that's just 1 penny shared among everybody who shops here in Wayne County. From the small stores to the big stores to the specialty shops to the car dealerships. Well, I see several cups of coffee here this morning. We all paid that penny, and we don't mind.
No, and just another thought of that it came to my mind is it's complete. When you check out at the sales counter, they're going to charge tax. It comes down to pennies, but you have to pay every penny, and so. Again, the value of a penny is there's completeness there. And it sort of ends the deal. And we want to end the deal by doing it in a way which is most effective. And it involves everybody, not just certain people or certain group of people. The greatest, I think, part of a SPLOST is that it's fair. It's fair. Everybody is involved.
The fairest tax. Consumption tax is the fairest tax.
Sure it is, yeah.
All right, well, let's do the...
Everybody?
Yeah, but no, what I want to do is, Stanley, can you stand up and get that mic up just as high as you can lift it up. Up, and move it on out that way toward there. Okay, will it stay? All right, now what I want to do is each person that is... Y'all come on up, introduce yourself, where you work, and anything about the spots that you want to mention.
Okay, my name is Shauna Mattingly, and I'm a counselor. I own Anchored in Wellness, and I want to support the eSPLOST, and I want to encourage everybody.
This is the regular SPLOST. eSPLOST will be for next year, okay?
I'm sorry. I want
to
support it. I want to see everybody go out and do early voting because it's really important to get ahead of the game, and I hope to encourage everyone to get out and do that.
Yep, that's what I did yesterday. Went to the courthouse, went in there and voted yes for the continuation of the SPLOST. All right, up next.
Good morning. My name is Kelly Shanklin. I'm with Rainier Advanced Materials. And just to reiterate what Stanley said about the 1 cent, it's not a new tax. It's nothing new. It's just going to continue what we already do. So we encourage everyone to vote yes to continue what we're already doing.
Okay. Now let's move the mic on around here. Who has not spoken yet? We got the two ladies sitting in one chair over here. I don't know how you're doing it. All right, introduce yourself. And who you with?
I am Kelly Lamb with Parker Insurance and Realty, and we just really want to get people out to go out and vote today with early voting, and then if not possible, make sure you show up Tuesday. It would only take seconds of your time to go in there and vote and get it over with, and it would make such a difference in our lives, in our children's lives, and in Wayne County altogether.
Okay, on to the next seat partner you have there.
I am Carly McDonald. I work for Coastal Pines Technical College, and yes, everybody's pretty much touched on everything about the SPLOST, but yes, encourage everybody to go vote, and let's make this happen.
Okay. And one thing that I've noticed here, we were that yesterday at a Day for Wayne down at the Clanton River Ranch, and we do appreciate Billy and Nell and all the Clantons for hosting that down there. It was a great event down there. But you had the mayor, and you had city council people, you had leaders of the community. All, they did a little brief talk on SPLOST, encouraging everyone to go out and vote for the SPLOST. Our community leaders, whether they're elected or appointed, or just people who have been community leaders, have talked about the importance of the continuation. It's not a new tax, it's just the continuation for improvements here in Wayne County. All right. Bob, go ahead, Sharon.
We have a challenge to issue.
Challenge! All righty. I love challenges. Go right ahead, unless I'm involved.
We want to challenge all leadership groups alumni. We want all leadership alumni groups to go out and vote. We want to see how many of our predecessors can get out there and vote. We'd like for them to do it today. And post it on social media, get some awareness about this going on, and get their groups to get out there and vote too. But if they can't do it today, be out there Tuesday.
Election day on Tuesday.
This is a challenge. We want to see how many of them can get out there and get it done.
Well, when I went to the courthouse yesterday afternoon, mid-afternoon, I was the only one there. I walked into the lobby area, and there was a man sitting there, and he had where you registered, and then you go inside the office there and get your little card and vote. And for most of all Wayne Countyans, that's will be the only thing they vote on. In Scriven, of course, they've got the mayor election and also a city council election. So it's very easy, very quick, and get it done, get out, and do that. Bob, questions or comments for Leadership Wayne class of 2018 this morning? Isn't this a fine-looking group this morning? All right, Reggie, what you got?
I have one more statement I want to make. What I like most about the way this tax is done is that over the course of the year, I don't know how many times I go to a store, gas station, or whatever, but that 1 cent, like Stanley mentioned, that 1 cent is done right then. I would much rather do that over the course of a year than in January having to write the tax commissioner a check for $500. So that's just looking at it from that standpoint. It's much easier to pay it over 365 days than at one time.
Yeah, at one penny, we mentioned the fact that all the council people have said they've got to cover these debts. They've got to have improvements here in Wayne County, and the only way to do that is to increase the millage rate. And so if you're a homeowner, landowner, whatever, your millage rate will go up according to what the commissioners say. And if you say a person says, well, I rent, well, if the person who owns that rental property, whether it's a house or apartment complex, will have to raise rent to cover the cost of the millage rate going up. Consumption rate is the consumption tax, as everyone knows, is the fairest tax. And that's the reason why so many people in this country would rather see, even on a national level, they would like to see more of a consumption tax than an income tax, because it's fair. The more you buy, the more taxes that will come in. But here on the local level of SPLOST, the Wayne Countyans have voted for it the last 2 times that I know of, the last 12 years, and this will be a continuation. If you go around the county, you see all these signs that says SPLOST money put to use. You see where it is, and if folks want to know what the different items that the Wayne County Commissioners of Wayne County and then Jessup, Scriven, and Odom are going to do with that SPLOST money over the next 6 years, they got a complete list of it. Now, Bob, you had an interview this morning with someone about their support of the SPLOST, didn't you? Local news?
Lindsey Thomas.
Lindsey Thomas. Lindsey Thomas, who is former congressman here for District 1, and then, of course, worked on for the Government Relations Committee for the Olympics, and then he was president of the Georgia Chamber of Commerce for many years, and now he's basically a farmer out there in Scriven, and he owns so many boards, and so many people turn to Lindsey Thomas for advice, local people, state people, national people, And when you've got someone who is as knowledgeable as he is in so many aspects of life, and he says, this, Wayne County needs this, that's from a person who knows the experiences through life and through government, through being in government and being part of leadership groups, that this is very important for Wayne County. It's good to hear that from someone who's not an elected official, who's not an appointed official here in Wayne County, just someone who has got knowledge for so many years for being the congressman and also president of the Georgia Chamber of Commerce, to say, yeah, we need this tax to continue. Not a new tax, just a continuation. And I know on the social media there's a lot of false things that goes on out there. No one, there's no person that sits there and edits what goes on social media. I just take a look at the fact that all our community leaders in Wayne County, Scriven, and Odom say, we need this, okay? Leadership Wayne class, 2018, y'all from all walks of life, work for different businesses, government agencies and stuff like that. Leadership Wayne class is all for it. And I know the other leadership classes, when it's come up, have been for it. So to me, it just makes sense to have that 1 cent still continue on for the next 6 years and raise those millions of dollars. All right, introduce yourself when you come back on.
This is Kelly Shanklin again from Rainier, and just one thing I wanted to remind you is that the hospital's going to get paid. The roads will eventually get paved. Public safety will eventually get new equipment, ambulances, EMA, public safety equipment. I guess the difference is are we going to, Wayne County, shoulder that burden ourselves, or would we like the help of those passing through? Yeah, over 30% of the folks, over 30% of this money paid in on the sales tax is for folks out of town who come here. I mean, who doesn't have relatives that come into town? We have different meetings here in town at the college. I know, who works at the college? Okay, there. Y'all have people come in from out of town all the time. Matter of fact, I was chairman of the Georgia Association of Broadcasters about 10 years ago, and our executive director, CEO, who we hired, who runs the Georgia Association of Broadcasters, Bob Houghton, was here a few weeks ago. They had a EAS meeting out at the college from folks from all over South Georgia. We're there, and they have meetings out there all the time. And guess what these folks do when they come into town? They buy their gas, they go eat at the restaurant, they do things of that sort, and just people passing through town and staying at the local hotels. I know the other day I was talking to somebody, and they had to get a hotel room out of town because ours was filled up here in Jessup.
Well, just like we do, when we go out of town, we spend the money. Other towns, other communities have this tax, and we spend it when we go there. So we're helping their communities when we spend money in other places. Right. So why would we not want them to, in turn, help ours?
Right. If you're going to pay taxes for the improvements of Wayne County, we really would like over 1/3 of it be done by folks from out of town.
And just think about how many people during the hurricane evacuation stopped at a store and bought gas or something to eat. That was thousands of people leaving Glenn County. Most of them came right through here.
Yeah, and when you purchase a car, just all that. It's just very important to continue this 1 cent sales tax. Not a new tax, just a continuation that Wayne County has voted yes for the last 12 years. And just keep it going, raise those millions of dollars, spread it about among everybody, including out-of-towners, and have all these improvements done for every aspect of Wayne County. We talked about recreation, the hospital, emergency equipment for fire trucks and ambulances, road improvements, projects, paying off the new water treatment system in Jessup, different projects for Scriven and for Odom. It benefits everyone.
That's right.
Yeah. And so, folks, you can still early vote today at the courthouse, or you can go on Election Day on Tuesday and vote. They don't have early voting on Monday.
All leadership Wayne needs to get out and vote.
And so that challenge is, the class of 2018 is challenging all the other leadership Wayne classes from back, which I was part of in the 90s, late 90s, to go out and vote yes on this plus.
That's right.
Okay? Anything else that y'all want to talk about? What are y'all doing this month in November, leadership Wayne class 2018? Where y'all?
Local government.
Local government what now?
Local government day.
Local government day. Y'all do that sometime in November?
Yes.
Okay. Have y'all been out of town yet on a project?
We did our bonding retreat last month. It got rescheduled because of the hurricane. Okay. And that's our only out-of-town trip so far.
So far. But y'all will go to Atlanta and to the Capitol. I guess y'all go up there during session.
Yes.
Okay, go there during session. But these leadership Wayne classes are so important. You can take a look at some of the leaders here in Wayne County. They either appointed or elected or on appointed boards who went through Leadership Wayne over the last several years. And they learned how to become a more effective leader and servant of the citizens here in Wayne County. All right, anything else? Anybody want to say anything? I mean, don't be shy. Yeah, y'all did a great job of explaining why to vote yes on the SPLOST.
Thank you.
So appreciate y'all coming in, and have good luck with your class this year. When y'all graduate in May, I guess it's May, isn't it? 1st of June, May. Y'all, it's a special moment. I remember when my son Matt Hubbard graduated from the class of like 3-4 years ago. You know, they had the ceremony there in the auditorium at the college, and it was just a great event. It's quite an accomplishment to become a graduate of the Leadership Wayne class. And good luck this year.
Thank you.
And Stanley, you know,
Regardless of how old you are.
yeah, yes. And look at Stanley. I mean, he's been serving Wayne counties for long time, and he's still part of it. Most of them that go through Leadership Wayne are younger, in their 20s and 30s and some 40s. All right, and 40s. Okay. All right, y'all take care and have a good day. Bob's got to get out of there. Bob's got to get ready to go to get things prepared for tonight's game between Wayne County and Statesboro here in town, the last regular season game of the year, and then we start state playoffs next week. You can tune into the game. Now, folks, I've got, well, first of all, let's say that the world-famous Butch and Bob show was brought to you by Mike Birch Ford and Blackshear.